Hey, this is Matt Blackburn, and this is MITOLIFE Protocol Step 2, blocking artificial light at night. And this is something that's very popular now, especially in the biohacking community. Pretty much everyone knows about blue light. And with the advent of night shift mode on smartphones, on iPhones, and there's even apps now on Android, people are becoming more aware of the artificial light thing. Artificial light at night is one of the easiest things to mitigate. You don't have to change what you're eating. You literally don't have to change a thing except wearing glasses. Isn't that amazing? It's super easy. But a lot of people avoid it because they don't want to look weird or whatever. But literally, it sounds crazy, but just putting glasses on your face can help you lose weight, can help you have more energy. It can lower your stress levels, increase your resilience to stress. It can make you less hungry the next day. And that's how it causes weight loss, partly. And all sorts of effects. Because when your body can't tell day from night, then your body can't control carbon flow from foods. In English, that means that we have mitochondria, these power plants in every cell. That's what MITOLIFE is educating you about. And these little power plants use electrons and protons across their 5 cytochromes to the ATPase at the end. That's a spinning rotor. It spins like quantum rates, and that's what generates ATP, adenosine triphosphate, the energy for your cells. That process is actually extremely hampered by artificial light in many ways. Many ways. When your body thinks that it's noon when it's midnight, that's a problem. We have this protein marker called ubiquinin, and the process is called ubiquination. And it marks cells for death. And if your circadian rhythm is off, there's a mismatch between the natural cycles and what you're telling your eyes and what you're telling the mitochondria in your eyes. This is what it's about. About 5% of the cells in our eyes have these super mitochondria on them. And these are neuropsin cells. Neuropsin is the photoreceptor that we discovered in the past decade, and this adds to melanopsin. And these two photoreceptors in our eyes are very, very sensitive to light. I'm talking about little tiny LED glancing at it once that suppresses melatonin production. I'm looking at the screen now. It's kind of late here. It's like 10 p.m. But I wanted to shoot this video at night just to give you guys an idea of what I mean by blocking artificial light. So here I have a fire going. That actually offsets a lot when you have candlelight or firelight. Even if you have artificial light from screens around that, it's just like having sunlight streaming in your car with the window down and you're looking at your phone. That's different. You could turn off night shift. You don't have to worry about blue light when there's natural light around. Similar to this, I also have this red light on just so that you guys can see me, otherwise it'd be too dark. And that's 2 frequencies of visible red and 2 frequencies of invisible red. And I'll save that for another video. But this video is about blocking artificial light, and this is the whole protocol. There's 2 options here. If you live by yourself, or you live with an open-minded partner or roommate, this is the best option. You actually switch out all the lights for red lights, red and orange. If you have Himalayan salt lamps, those are the absolute best. Those are great. You want red and orange light at night, and that does not disrupt melatonin for 4 hours. But green and blue wavelengths of light do disrupt melatonin for 4 hours. And that's roughly 365 nanometers, and that's blue light, and 555 nanometers is green light. Those 2 frequencies tell our body that it's daytime. So it's not necessarily that the lights have to be that exact color, They might not even look green, they might not even look blue, but if they're a white light, you don't know, because your eye can't pick apart the white light to figure out what wavelengths are within that white light. Example, you walk into a hotel, you're checking in, those fluorescents above probably have noonday blue in them, huge spike in the blue, and barely any infrared or UV, because that saves on electricity. That's a problem. That tells your body that it's daytime. So when you're checking into that hotel at 11 o'clock midnight, you're going to have a lot more trouble falling asleep if you're not wearing these glasses. So that's one thing. If you're away from home, these glasses are a must. If you're at home, then you switch out the lights. And I'll show you in here. It's my bathroom. I have the middle one off just because I don't need that bright of light. And these are just party lights. 25 watt General Electric. And you can check the flicker rate. That's a whole nother aspect, and that's advanced. But if you put your iPhone on slow motion and you look at it and you record the bulbs on slow-mo, if they're flickering a lot, the more they flicker, that actually tires your mitochondria. So that's something you want to avoid, but just to start, I mean, these are worlds above, white light. So that's one thing. The other thing, and here's my kitchen lights. I rarely have these on just because they're really intense. I don't like how those feel. Having a dim light on, like this, a little kitchen light, that's good. You just don't want direct in your eyes. That's key. Diffused is the best. And then you can see in my bedroom, I have a Himalayan salt lamp. And that's great. And what's cool about this is you can actually dim it. So I usually have it on pretty low. There are some ideas for you guys about what you could do at home. And if you do all that, you're halfway there. Then the other thing is all the little digital clocks you have. So you can see right here, I have a red shade on that. And if I turn off this light, you can actually see, now you can see the time. And it actually blocks a lot of that green light. So those are called true dark dots. I even have them here on my water cooler. It's like $20 and you get a ton of sheets. And this company, True Dark, is incredible. I learned about this from Bulletproof Dave Asprey. It comes like this and you get 2 of these. And you open it up, I mean, electrical tape will work the same way. You just won't be able to tell if it's on or not. With these, you can actually still see the light, but it's blocking like 50% of the green and blue light. So it comes with 3 sheets per pack, and there's 40 stickers and more on here, different sizes. And bring this with you when you're traveling. A cheaper way to do it is just electrical tape. That's a good thing to do when you're at a hotel. And if there's a little LED, just bring electrical tape and cover it up. So that's it for home mitigation. If you do all that and you use night shift on your phone and you get a filter for the screen of your phone, which is available at lowbluelights.com, then you're covered. Because you have night shift on, you have that. I sleep really well with that. It's ideal to still wear the glasses because you want to give complete darkness to your eyes. But I've done experiments personally, and I find that even these mitigations are enough for me to fall asleep like within 2 minutes. As far as the glasses goes, I like 3 brands. My favorite by far is True Dark, and then the other ones are just for looks, if you're going out and you want to look cool. So these were the first ones I got that looked cool. They're called Carbon Shade. Carbon Shade, one word. And that's how they look. They look fairly normal. and these do make you very tired. And these blue blocking glasses are going to range around 60. The True Dark, which is the Rolls Royce, a little more expensive, like over 100. But think how long these are going to last, and it's so worth it. So carbon shades, these are awesome. It's all about styles for the most part. Well, I'll get to the True Dark, that's a little different. There's the Swanwick. These are their aviators. These look even more normal. These are my go-to when I'm going out with friends or whatever. I put these on like 2 hours before I know that I'm gonna go to bed. Because if you put these on too early, you're gonna fall asleep. That's where the True Dark comes in. It's pretty cool technology. And the first ones you could start with are these. They're Uvex, and these are pretty decent looking ones. These are like $8 to $10 on Amazon. These are construction glasses pretty much, but I wore these for a while, and they make bigger ones. I like these because they're more fitted. This is a great start if you don't want to invest $60 to $100, you just want to get started. $8 to $10, Uvex glasses, one word. Now to the True Dark, the Rolls Royce of the blue blockers. So it comes in this cool pack here. These are available at biohacked.com. And it comes with two glasses. One they call the Daywalkers and one they call Twilight. And this is pretty different from, these are like beyond blue blockers, because these Daywalkers, these only block 50% of the blue and green light. So what that does is it allows your brain to stay on. Because if you put these glasses, these other ones on, you're out with your friends, you're out at dinner, partying, whatever, you're going to be literally dozing off. This has happened to me multiple times where I'm just in the chair and I'm just like asleep. I'm like literally about to fall into a deep sleep. This is a way to avoid that. This is a way to protect the DHA in your retina. It's a way to protect your brain from the artificial light and yet still stay alert. So these are how these ones look. They look a little goofy, kind of like goggles, but these are the most functional by far of all the blue blockers I've ever used. And I think they have a deal right now where it's $130 as of making this video to get both glasses, the set of these. So these are definitely my favorite blue blockers. If you're indoors during the day, you're at a trade show, a conference, you're just under bad lighting, you're in an office, you're working at a computer all day. These are smart, very smart, because it's not just about blocking artificial light at night, but it's blocking artificial light as much as possible. Getting the good light and getting less of the bad light, because we have it reversed. And the ophthalmologists and the dermatologists have us brainwashed for the reverse. They say slather on chemicalized heavy metal laden aluminum silicate sunscreen that reflects UV light when our cells actually use extreme low frequency ultraviolet light to communicate with each other. Ophthalmologists, UV contacts, UV blocking contacts, ultraviolet blocking glasses. This is very harmful. We're going to see an explosion of Alzheimer's and neurodegeneration like never before, and especially in young people. So you, as part of the MITOLIFE tribe, you are getting this information that is really life-saving, and I don't mean that lightly. You can save your own life with this information. You could save a loved one's life, because the light that we allow is more important than the diet that we choose on our eating template. What light are you eating is the question, and that's the question of the future. How often are you getting naked in the sun? How often are you getting that light signal in your eye, especially like the first protocol you saw, first thing in the morning, but how about throughout the day as well? So if you have a long day in the office, a long day of computer work, wear these and or use a software, which I'll show you at the end of this video, and then get outside, even if it's just 20, 30 seconds to a minute, and just hang out outside for a second and get that ultraviolet full spectrum sunlight in your naked eyes, because you will feel it. And our body does need that signal, that strong signal from the sun, especially in the morning, but also throughout the day. It doesn't take much too, it's a signal. So you don't need to be staring at the sun or anything like that. You just take the glasses off, look in the direction of the sun, get sunlight in your eyes. With DHA, it makes it a lot easier. So if your eyes water, if they strain under full spectrum sunlight, that's dopamine deficiency and DHA deficiency. Because serotonin, melatonin, and dopamine are made from aromatic amino acids like tyrosine and tryptophan. And those amino acids actually respond to light. They're photosensitive amino acids. So the process of creating happiness in your life, creating that chemical dopamine that people try to get a hit from porn or from food or from all these unhealthy habits, from smoking 4,000 to 7,000 chemicals in a single cigarette. That's seeking dopamine, right? But instead you're poisoning yourself in different ways with those different methods. We should be getting our dopamine from cold water, from cold showers, cold baths, and from the sun. Those are the sustainable ways to increase dopamine in our brain. Dopamine's not just a happy neurotransmitter, it's for memory, it's for focus, it's for total brain function. It's a very essential neurotransmitter. Daywalkers, awesome. You could buy these singly. I really recommend getting the set. And these are the twilight glasses. And these are different as well. These are for night because they actually have padding around. So this keeps out all frequencies of light that shut down or suppress your pineal gland's production of melatonin. Because if you're doing the first protocol and you're getting sunlight in your eyes and you do this, that's the flip side. Because if you just do the first protocol, it's only half of it. You're not going to get the full effect. You have to get the stimulus in the morning and throughout the day if you can, and do this part. And that's how they work together. And then you take DHA and just everything just synergizes. So with these, they did research and figured out they figured out exactly what every frequency was that suppressed melatonin. And these are how these look. These are the most goofy, definitely, but these will knock you out. Like within 15, 20 minutes, sometimes even 5 to 10, depending on the person, you'll start to feel sleepy. It's because your brain's getting the signal that it's nighttime. So these really work. If you want to get your health back, if you have a disease, if you know someone with a disease, this is the way to go. If you're on a budget, definitely this is way better than nothing. But these Uvex ones do not block green light, which suppresses melatonin, only blue. These block blue and green light, which both suppress melatonin for 4 hours. Melatonin, just a little refresher, is not only the sleep hormone, but it's the anti-cancer hormone. It suppresses tumor growth. It acts as a super antioxidant. Melatonin actually will shuttle or drive DHA into the cell membranes. So this is how all this stuff kind of synergizes together. You need to kind of get the program and then do as much as you can. But just doing this protocol and the sunlight in the eyes in the morning, the first protocol, plus taking MITOLIFE DHA, man, I'll tell you, wow, I have way more energy than I've ever had. My skin looks better than it's ever looked. And just everything's better. I went and saw my family recently. My mom was like, your teeth are so white. I'm not doing anything for my teeth. just light therapy and just these practices. And it's pretty amazing. Minding our light environment is very, very overlooked. It's less about food and exercise, and it's more about these signals, working with nature's rhythms. When the sun goes down, we didn't evolve to have blue and green light because those frequencies were not in the firelight. That's red and infrared and orange and some yellow light. Not a ton of blue and green. Because when we get that, we're just telling our body that it's time to wake up. We're telling our body it's noon, it's midday, when it's time to go to sleep in actuality, in reality, right? Looking at screens, watching TV, all these things, this is what causes disease. Yes, it's the genetically modified organisms. Yes, it's these viruses that we've never encountered before in human history that are genetically engineered, but more than all of that, like the bedrock, like the basic foundation for health is circadian biology. It is minding your light environment. It's watching the light that's hitting your eye and that's hitting your skin. Because natural light, firelight, sunlight, some light therapy devices that use red and infrared heal the skin. And even green and blue can do so as well. But when they're out of balance, when all of the other frequencies of light are here and blue is way up here, there's a huge, that's unnatural. That's never, our spacesuit has never encountered that before. It's weird. Our body doesn't know how to handle it, and blue light causes a reactive oxygen species where it lands, whether on our skin or in our eye. We want blue light in the morning and during the day because it wakes us up, stimulates cortisol production. But at night we want cortisol to go down and for melatonin to go up. And when that process doesn't happen, when we're not producing melatonin, we get these diseases, and our loved ones get these diseases. Melatonin is super, super, super anti-cancer and super just other diseases, blood sugar dysregulation. One night of bad sleep pretty much makes you pre-diabetic. Artificial light has the same effect, raises blood glucose. So if you're interested in shedding some pounds effortlessly without moving your body, without changing what you're eating, without doing anything except wearing glasses, then try these protocols and do the combination of them. That's the key, and consistency is the key. There are studies that find that just 3 nights of camping completely resets someone's circadian rhythm. These protocols do the same exact thing. You're just yoking your body with the night and day cycles, with light and dark. And that's what health is. So now I'm going to show you what I do on my laptop for mitigation. And before I do that, I'm going to put on my glasses so I protect myself as I show you. A lot of you guys have heard of the program called Flux. This one's way better. It's called Iris, and it's iristech.co is the website. iristech.co. Or just search Iris Eye Protection and it'll come up. Download this, it's like $5 to $10, and this is way better. So they actually have different modes. I have it on sleep mode right now. So when I go back here to YouTube, you'll see it kind of has this like reddish tint to it. This is regular, which is health. This dims with the sun, but after sundown you want to put it on sleep. And even if you're not wearing blue blockers, this is way better. So I'm somewhat extreme in my lifestyle, but I'm not as extreme as a lot of the teachers out there that say that this is like just putting a filter on your Camel cigarette. It's true, you want to combine this with blue blockers if you can, but if it's date night with your partner and you're watching a documentary and they don't mind it, this is a game changer. And they have different ones. You could do reading, programming, which is super intense, biohacker, sunglasses, movie. Keep it on sleep after sundown. And yeah, it makes things red, but if you're not doing color work, I recommend doing editing and stuff during the day so you don't have to deal with artificial light late at night. But download this program, Iris, and it's just getting all these things in line that add up to make a huge difference. So that's it for this video on the MITOLIFE protocol step 2. It's block artificial light as much as you can, especially at night. Invest in blue blocking glasses. There's a lot of tools that help. Sauna, a light therapy device for the winter, or if you need to supplement the sun, because you have a lot of weather stuff going on. We'll call them weird looking clouds. These tools help, but this is huge because you're going to enhance your brain's ability, specifically the glands in your brain's ability. So your pituitary gland, your hypothalamus, and your pineal gland, you're going to enhance their ability to make these chemicals. And these chemicals are not just like small. These chemicals regulate all the functions of the body. They're vitally important. Do the first protocol, do this protocol, look forward to the next ones, and stay supercharged.